Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we held at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say, does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
Order, arms. Right face. Forward, march. Left, 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 right, left, left, left,
Let us pray. Almighty God, as you have brought us to live, love, and honor in peace, I ask you to bless everyone gathered here for this ceremony, with its upcoming moment of silence and focus on those who serve. Help us. Help us to honor all soldiers, sailors, airmen, Marines, guardians, as there is always in harm's way for our nation a soldier, sailor, airman, guardsman, or Marine standing watch in a field, on a ship, or on a plane. Help us to take a few minutes to honor those who serve. Put forth your blessing not just on them, but on every family represented there and here, to remember our brothers, our sisters, sons, and daughters who have fallen and continue to serve. Help us to impart patriotism, friendship, and being part of something bigger than ourselves. Help us to honor those who have stood with courage to defend our nation, those who have served in places such as Vietnam, Korea, Iraq, Afghanistan. I ask you, as one who came back, help me and those gathered here to remember those who have come back and have wounds, and not just physical, but those mental and spiritual ones. Based on their example, help us to let veterans not be forgotten, disrespected. Help us to remember not just them, but their fathers, their mothers, brothers, sisters, wives, and children who have also served, sacrificed, and supported them. In your name I pray, amen. Please take your seats. I want to express appreciation for Evelyn Matowski, a senior from Morris, Illinois, pursuing a degree in music education here. I want to express appreciation for the Color Guard and ROTC and military here. At this particular time, I want to emphasize during a government shutdown, they're standing, they're serving, they're doing what needs to be done for us and our nation. I thank you for the wonderful job that they have done. In line with military tradition and my background, I'd like to begin our service by just honoring our heroes, recognizing the dedication, and say thank you to our veterans, active duty service member, guardsmen, and reservists. Your service has helped our country and its citizens stay safe and free. Would you please stand and be recognized? You've served in the military. Can we give them a round of applause? Thank you. I'd also like to take a moment to acknowledge the families of service members and veterans. To the mothers, fathers, spouses, children of military men and women, your love, support, resilience must not be forgotten or lost. Are there any family members of service members who are here, particularly our fallen? Thank you. Western Illinois University is very proud to welcome students, faculty, and staff from all walks of life who have answered the call to duty. Each have not only dedicated much to our nation, but have contributed to our campus and community. We are blessed to call Western Illinois University our home. Our military affiliated students, faculty, and staff and alumni enrich our campus in many ways. Each bring leadership, commitment to service, inspiration to us all. Today, people throughout our country are gathering to remember, honor, and give gratitude for those who have served. Your presence here today and that of the people gathering across America is a tribute to those who have not come home and their families, as well as to those who serve. Beyond those who have served or are serving in the military and their families, I would also like to recognize another group. A group of individuals who provide countless hours each year advocating for our military service students and their dependents, the Veterans Resource Center liaisons. Our military liaisons group started with the hard work of Tim Westchester, Candace McLaughlin, Andy Potter, proposing and leading the charge of the establishment of a Veterans Resource Center. They've also been led for many years by Dr. Jeremy Rabinet, that there are more than 30 Veteran Resource Center liaisons, including faculty, staff, and administrators, who dedicate time and talent to support the interests, the initiatives of the Veterans Resource Center and help us to be a military-friendly campus. If you are a veteran military liaison, would you please stand or raise your hand? At this time, I'd also like to recognize a club and the president of a club that we have for our military. We have a military appreciation club, and you don't have to be military to be in it, but it has a lot of veterans that are a part of it. It used to formerly be called the Veterans Club, but it's now known as the Military Appreciation Club. At this time, I'd like to ask their president, Jerry Garcia Campos, to come up. Jerry served in the United States Marine Corps Infantry for 4 years. He also served in the National Guard and continues to serve in the National Guard for another 4 years. He's a general studies major with an emergency management minor, first generation immigrant, and a friend. Thank you, Jerry.
Yes, sir. Morning, everybody. I came to WIU at 22 years old, and I now have a habit of explaining that I worked for 4 years before coming to school, which is true. However, I started saying worked because for a time, being a veteran and a Marine was the entirety of my personality. I decided to deprive myself of opportunities to assume that identity so that I could begin finding a new one. I had a good conversation with a faculty member here where they asked me if I'd rather he think of me as a Marine or a civilian, and the answer was neither. I have not been a civilian since my junior year of high school when I enlisted, and I haven't been a Marine since I got out 4 years ago. I cannot seek comfort in either of these identities because neither of those people exist anymore. And I have spent the last 4 years wandering, thinking, studying here at WIU. And I have begun to find myself in the in-between. As we encounter other veterans in the classroom and in their journey to find themselves, please understand that we are not all the same. Most of us enjoyed our time thoroughly. Most of us signed wills at 19. Some watched graduations and weddings and birthdays over FaceTime from oceans away. Some of us came back eager to return to normal pedestrian life, and some of us were terrified of it. Growing up in the Marines, we were raised by vets that had served in combat and lost friends. And when it came time to train us, they had no sympathy. They raised us hard to prepare us for when it came, They raised us hard to prepare us for the combat our recruiters had promised us when we so eagerly signed those papers, preparing us to kill others with enthusiasm and without reservation. At 19, we wanted just one thing in life: to come home off that plane and directly into the arms of our spouses and our children. The only acceptable alternative was an honorable death in combat. And such are the desires of a warrior, and we considered no other outcomes. But deployments came and went, the war wound down, and we came home with neither. There would be no firefights for us, no accurate and direct fire, and we were spared the worst parts of war. And we were upset about it. We were ashamed. After 4 years at WIU, I found friends, mentors, knowledge, and joy, all these things that I thought I hadn't earned. And as much as I cherish them, in the depths of my heart, I still pine for combat. I pine for a suffering and a hardship that I have never known. And if Father Time came and offered to trade every sunset, every smile, every kiss in my last 4 years, and cash it all in for an opportunity to go back, for an opportunity to fight, and for an opportunity to die, a warrior, I don't know what I would choose. For a time, I was embarrassed to admit that, and to an extent, I still am. But it is important that you know this is who you meet and teach in your labs and in your classrooms. Some will have seen too much. Some will be guilty that they've done too little. Some will have gotten exactly what they wanted out of the military, and at times it will be hard to tell them apart. But we will all have trouble hearing you, sometimes because we have hearing damage. We sometimes struggle to remember things because we've been hit in the head too often and gone to sick call too sparingly. Sometimes we struggle to relate, struggle to relax. At 26, I've grown up in ways that you never have and you never will, and yet I have so much growing up left to do. But we desire no pity and we require no special attention. We require only the same grace that ought to be given to anyone. This Veterans Day, we honor the service and the sacrifice of those who willingly and lovingly volunteered to protect our nation. The best way to honor them and their sacrifices is to enjoy every privilege afforded to us by our freedom and our safety. We have witnessed firsthand that there are too many places in the world that have none. And we only ask you take our word for it and love our beautiful country as much as we do. Thank you all very much, and happy birthday, Marines. It's now my pleasure to introduce Dr. Justin Shu. I've had the great opportunity to work with him directly. I can promise you very few people on this campus care more and try harder than he does. Justin Shu serves as the Vice President of Student Success at Western Illinois University. He is proud to focus on enhancing the student experience at Western Illinois, working with an outstanding team of professionals in the Division of Student Success. Previously, Mr. Shu served in various leadership roles at WIU, including as the Assistant VP for Student Success and Enrollment, Executive Director of Student Success and Retention Initiatives, and the Director of Student Rights and Responsibilities. Mr. Shu earned his bachelor's degree and his master's at Eastern Illinois University and his PhD in Higher Education Administration at Illinois State University. Everyone, please help me welcome Dr. Shue.
Thank you very much, Jerry, and thank you for sharing some of your experience and helping remind us how important today is and a ceremony like today is. We are very lucky to have individuals on campus, leaders like you, helping lead vital student groups, and the Military Appreciation Club is definitely one of them, so thank you very much. WRU has a proud history of being a military-friendly institution, and that's on display on days like today. Students like Jerry and other team members at the Veterans Resource Center help make our campus community vibrant and welcoming for military-affiliated students and families who seek support, care, a guiding hand, or just a friendly face. To the Veterans Resource Center team, thank you for coordinating today's event. As we pause to honor our service members and remember the significant sacrifices given to our country, your ongoing work ensures that WIU remains a place where our veterans and their families can thrive academically, personally, and professionally. Thank you for helping remind us daily that student success is built on community, resilience, and purpose, values that align deeply with our mission here at WIU. So as we gather today, I'm hopeful that this moment can be more of a reaffirmation of our ongoing commitment and support to uplift our military-affiliated members of our community, not only today, but every day. I have the honor of welcoming Dr. Mark Mossman, Provost, to the podium. Mark Mossman, who received his PhD from St. Louis University in 1998, he joined the faculty at WIU in 2001 after 2 years at Bethany College in West Virginia. He's published numerous essays and articles in journals ranging from college English to Victorian literature and culture. In 2009, he published a book on representations of disability in 19th century Ireland, and in 2010 became the chair of the English department here at WIU. After serving 8 years in that role, in 2018, he moved to the provost's office and served as the associate provost for undergraduate and graduate studies. In 2023, he became the interim provost, and in fall 2025 became the permanent provost and vice president of academic affairs for WIU. Dr. Mossman has completed substantial work on projects with HLC, IBHE, and other external bodies. He also is a two-time winner of the Macomb Beautiful Association's Residential Garden Honors. Please join me in welcoming Provost Mossman to the podium.
Okay, I'm cold, so this will be relatively brief. I was asked to say a few words and to introduce today's speaker, Dr. Christine Stander. It's a pleasure to be here today, and as always is a pleasure to be here. This is our chance to attend and participate in an annual ceremony that Western has that pays tribute to our veterans and to their service to this country. This past summer, I read a book by the great military historian Rick Atkinson called The British Are Coming. It's the first of a proposed trilogy of works on the Revolutionary War. I don't know if anybody's read it. Okay, that's good. I was simply blown away, totally blown away by the accounts of the soldiers on the American side and some of the accounts on the British side when I read that book. And also, what the book shows is that from the start, from the very beginning of armed services and branches of the military in the United States, even pre-United States technically. From the very start, our military was in possession of intense heroism and courage. No one could catch Washington. He lost a lot of battles, but nobody could actually catch him or his army. And more importantly, probably, is that our military was in possession, as we just heard, in fact, of as an institution, of an extreme level of self-reflection. An ability to debate philosophically, literally at its birth, its own purpose and its existence as a standing army of volunteers in a country striking out against the tyranny of King George III and the rigid aristocracy behind the king. And I would argue mostly it's the aristocracy, not the king. But I'm a British lit guy. But anyway, and I'm not here to talk about the book. But I do want to say it really spoke to me in ways in that it showed, again, how important our military has always been and our armed services have always been in the country, and the basic discussion of what the country means and what we're doing in the country. So I'm actually here to introduce Dr. Christine Stander, who is a veteran of the U.S. Army and a doctor of audiology, and who has a passion for serving veteran populations in particular. Dr. Stander received her PhD or her doctorate from Central Michigan University, and both her master's and her bachelor's in speech pathology audiology from Western. Dr. Christine Stander is the founder of Macomb Audiology and Hearing Aid Center, and she has been a resident of Macomb, Illinois for 37 years. Please join me now in recognizing and welcoming Dr. Stander.
Okay, I'm a little shorter than everybody else. Can you hear me okay?
Yes.
All right, so good morning. It's good to be here today. First, let me say how deeply, I'm gonna get this out of my vision here, deeply honored I am to be here today as an alumni of WIU to speak at this ceremony. I have worn many hats in my life, but the one that has the most impact on who I am today and the success I have had in my life is that of a soldier in the United States Army. It taught me the most things that of value that I have used in my life. So, but today's not about me. So let's talk about our veterans. Today, we gather to honor and to celebrate a group of extraordinary men and women, our veterans, those who have worn the uniform of our nation, who have answered the call to serve, and who have stood guard over the freedoms we cherish. Veterans Day is more than just a date on the calendar. It's a living reminder of the courage, sacrifice, and selflessness that builds and continues to protect this country. It's a day to say thank you, not just with our words, but with our hearts, our actions, and our commitment to carrying forward the values they defend. Service takes many forms. Our military service is something special. It is a promise to put others before oneself. Every veteran, no matter their branch or rank, made that promise. They left behind families, friends, and the comforts of home to stand watch in faraway lands. They missed birthdays, holidays, and milestones, not because they wanted to, but because duty called. When we think of veterans, we often picture moments of battle, but just as important are the quiet moments, the long nights on deployment, the hours of training, the patience, the discipline, that's a big one, and the teamwork, maybe the most important one. Service is not just an act, it's a mindset. It's a way of life built on integrity, loyalty, and perseverance. From the beaches of Normandy to the mountains of Afghanistan, from the jungles of Vietnam to the deserts of Iraq, American service members have stood firm in the face of danger. They did not serve for glory. They did not serve for recognition. They served because they believed in something greater than themselves. The idea that freedom is worth protecting. Some came home with visible wounds. Others carry scars that can't be seen. Some made the ultimate sacrifice, giving their lives so that others might live free. To those who never returned, we owe an unpayable debt. To those who did, we owe our deepest gratitude. Veterans Day is for all who have served, in times of war and peace alike. It's for the young men and women who enlisted yesterday, and for those who served decades ago. It's for the reservists who balance civilian life with military duty, and for the families who serve alongside them in spirit and support. Military families endure long separations, frequent moves, and the uncertainty of not knowing what tomorrow might bring. Their strength and sacrifice are woven tightly into the fabric of our nation's defense. To them, we also say thank you. Gratitude is powerful. Let me say that again. Gratitude is powerful, but it must be active. It's not enough to thank a veteran once a year. Our appreciation should live in the way we treat one another and in how we care for those who have served. That means ensuring veterans have access to quality health care, education, and job opportunities. It means supporting mental health resources, recognizing the challenges of transition back to civilian life, and listening, truly listening to their stories. It means teaching our children why we celebrate this day so that future generations understand the cost of freedom and the value of service. Each of us play a role, whether by volunteering at a VA facility, providing veteran services, hiring a veteran, or simply reaching out to say thank you for your service, or maybe welcome home. If you look at the story of America, it's a story written by ordinary people who did extraordinary things. Farmers, teachers, engineers, mechanics, nurses, doctors, and more all became soldiers, sailors, airmen, Marines, Coast Guardsmen, and guardians. Many did this when the nation needed them most. They have come from every background, every faith, every corner of this nation. They have shown and continue to show the world what it means to stand united in freedom. That same spirit still lives on in every service member who raises their right hand and swears on the oath to defend the Constitution. It lives on in every veteran who continues to serve their community long after their military service ends. And it lives on in us when we choose unity over division, service over self, and courage over fear. So today, while we look around this gathering, let us reflect on the freedoms we enjoy at the cost at which they were. Let me try that again. So today, as we look around this gathering, let us reflect on the freedoms we enjoy and the cost at which they were won. When we leave today, let us carry forward the spirit of Veterans Day, not just for a moment, but throughout the year. Let us honor veterans not only with ceremonies and speeches, but by living lives worthy of their sacrifice. To every veteran listening today, thank you. Thank you for your courage. Thank you for your service. Thank you for your sacrifice. It has been my honor to speak to you today, and it will continue to be my honor to serve you in the future. Thank you. Let us now take a moment of silence in memory of the fallen. Please be seated.
At this time, I'd like to once again express my appreciation to the following for their contribution to the ceremony. Evelyn Matoski, the ROTC Color Guard. Zach Browning, who played taps. Zach is a junior majoring in music education. Jerry Garcia Campos, Dr. Justin Chu, Dr. Mark Mossman, Dr. Christine Standard, and to all of you attending, taking this time to recognize our veterans and service members. Thank you very much. And this concludes our ceremony. Thank you again.